It's the middle of November now, and there's a lot going on with Star Citizen. We have the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, potentially the biggest event of the year. 3.15 just came out. 3.15.1 is on the PT, on the test servers, with loads of new stuff. Cloud Imperium have talked about the future of space combat and the short to mid-term plans for server meshing in detail. This is a video summary of the week's highlights that you probably don't want to miss. Star Citizen Alpha 3.15 is finally out to live, but there's no time. The Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2951 starts on the 19th of November, that's this Friday coming up, and runs until the 1st of December with a free fly, an expo at new Babbage, new ships, ship sales, and more. You won't want to miss each and every day as a different manufacturer takes the floor. We also have Alpha 3.15.1 coming out at the same time to live. I'm currently playing it on the PTU. You can see our tours of the Ares Starfighter and Redeemer as videos up on the channel now. Check them out. Along with those ships and the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, the patch also adds a few other things that are being tested on the PTU now. Volumetric clouds around Microtech, so you want to see cool weathery type clouds? Well, we sort of have them now. Improvements relating to inventory. There's UI improvements for the medical tool. The guards at Lawville now have that amazing Quirinus armor, which just is fantastic. And a huge host of bug fixes and performance improvements have been made. There's also actually been another PTU patch since I started recording this. So Cloud Imperium have been working on tweaking the Ares Ion weapon, making it faster firing but lowering its damage since our little review that we did of it. They've been polishing the Redeemer as well, literally making it shinier. Also, they've been modifying shield values to make them less drastic in performance difference for all ships between the sort of like different ratings of shield. There was an Inside Star Citizen, the future of space combat, which I want to summarise here in a bit of detail. The vehicle experience team have been planning the future of space combat, looking at all the features that have been worked on, what's been popular, what they're sort of like, what is the end goal. And they talk to various real-life dogfighting experts and specialists to help sort of form this. The goal is to have something that is fun over anything else. However, they do want a bit of realism. They want meaningful choices, meaningful decisions based on information and feedback. The player needs to be making important choices all the time. Every ship, item, weapon component, and vehicle should have a proper purpose in the game. The customization of your ship and how you use it in any given situation that you're in is important. There are going to be limitations and weak points to choosing certain gear. They also want this to be believable while avoiding heavy meta gameplay. In Star Citizen 3.14 and more refined in 3.15, they've tried to establish a new combat foundation, stripping everything down to then focus on base combat before adding more to it again. This has all ships assigned to a specific archetype now. Ships have strengths and weaknesses. They are making sure multi-crew is a core purposeful feature, with it thought about from the ground up, sort of like at the same time as core combat. They are also defining weapon archetypes. There are currently only two though, anti-fighter and anti-large ship, though that will be expanded upon on the future. Shields were made more readable at a glance, and they've been making sort of like them simpler in the short term before again bringing them back up to a bit more complex. Capacitor gameplay has been added, which is similar to stamina, and using it effectively gives you boosts to your systems when you need them. Short-term plans for ship combat and space combat. So, G-force exhaustion. Certain maneuvers and turns will start to tire your pilot, and you will have to manage this, especially through prolonged fights. Expanded weapon archetypes. They're going to be adding anti-infantry, anti-missile, suppression weapons, hybrid or general use weapons. They also want to have weapons rebalanced for ship loadouts, so you'll see some ships becoming more specialised by default again, rather than having mostly energy weapons all the time. I say mostly. It's not always. Shield variants. 3.14 basically just saw shields of different sizes having different stats, but not shields within those size groups changing in stats. So there was just size 3 shields are all the same, size 4 shields are all the same, whatever. In 3.15, we start to have variants again between different shields. They want to make sure shields are more diverse again, but they don't want too much of a difference between shield types within the same size still. It shouldn't be the be-all and end-all of, well, I've just got a better shield, I win. Power triangle changes help players focus energy and put energy from their capacitors into what they want to put them in, but they want it to be a non-linear system. Adding power to weapons in the future may affect turrets. 3.15 added a minimum regen even, so Even if you have 0 power effectively or 100 power in one system, the other systems will still charge and work. Flight tuning. They are not happy with the current flight tuning. Alpha 3.15 and 14, I suppose, push the ships towards their archetypes. They want more variance between the ships within these spaces and to retune them realistically while also giving them character. This will be part of a longer ongoing process, though. They are aiming for fun and enjoyment as the main goal. IFCS trimming is currently being prototyped and mainly for dual stick users, allowing one stick to be set as a sticky throttle. However, this will also allow mouse and keyboard users to use a relative throttle. Gunnery 3.15 saw auto gimbals reworked. They don't want it to be a skill bridge, and they're investigating its use and balance. Also, they want options to be able to turn off all assists if you actually want them to. Staggered fire groups are being added for 3.16. This is staggered between types of weapons, rather than just all weapons, basically. Turrets are being looked at. They want them to be powerful, so they might add buffs when weapons are on a turret. But they're exploring other ways of doing this. They're also exploring shared capacitors with the pilot and the rest of the ship, so that turrets would be sharing a capacitor, and the front gunners might go, "Hey, whoa, get off the turrets! We need the power to these shields, weapons, or whatever." We'll have to see what they do in the future. Longer term plans. So, some longer term plans for space combat. They love very low speed combat at short ranges and want to avoid super high speed at long range sort of combat situations. They are looking into solutions for this. Ballistic ammo management is going to see changes in the future, especially with physical armor. They want an EMP operator mode that they're working on. It does sound a bit like E-War. They talked about flak as a weapon type, which would be useful for defense, taking out missiles and repelling fighters. They are also working on flight maneuvers for AI. They also want to have deeper capacitor gameplay, so this is going to be reliant on other tasks being completed first, though. So I really liked what they were talking about for space combat, and I hope they do more deep dives as Inside Star Citizens and Q&As and stuff like that in a similar way. There was a questions and answers on server meshing. Cloud Imperium had gathered up a huge amount of questions and had them upvoted and sort of voted on all that sort of jazz, and then talked about some of the mechanics and plans for server meshing in detail. I've done a video breakdown of that, which will be going live at some point over the weekend. Static server meshing is planned for early Q3 next year, and there are just a huge amount of details about how player caps will rise and sharding will work and all this sort of jazz. There was a Star Citizen Live talking about concept artist Gavin Rothery. He has concepted over 20 vehicles for Star Citizen. He's worked on many other IPs in the industry. It was mostly a fluff and random chat episode, though. Nothing tangible, really. This week's sneak peek is what I assume to be of some ambient space in the Pyro system. Boom! That's it for this week's summary. But what do you think? Are you excited for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo? What do you think of the Ares and Redeemer? Are you on board with Cloud Imperium's plans for space combat? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. It's November, and that means, yes, you're right, it's NordVPN season. All those delicious Nords are collected together to make the finest VPN that I shill for on my channel. Not only is NordVPN delicious, but it also protects. Check out the links below to get fantastic discounts, or go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Do you dream of being at the controls of your spaceship in real life? Well, now you sort of can with Game Glass. It turns touchscreen devices into diegetic controllers for Star Citizen, and you can get the basic software free. Check it out in the links below. Every month we have a ship giveaway as well. This time it's for a Mercury Starrunner, a multi-crew ship that will let you do a bit of everything in-game now. Or at least most things. Lots of things in-game now. In the future it might allow you to do smuggling and data running too. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos during November. More details down below. If you'd like to further support the channel, please consider clicking the join or thanks button under my videos, or even becoming a Patreon. You get some cool stuff to show that you're a true supporter of mine and Zin's art, some exclusive polls, ways of shaping the channel, some exclusive videos, all that sort of jazz too. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.